Just as it has been carried out in other regions of Cameroon, the Southwest region in a grand style has hosted the projection of a documentary of the head of state titled Paul Biya, a Great Statesman with a Prodigious Destiny. The event, which took place at the Moliko Omnisport Stadium, was presided over by Peter Mafani Mosonge. The event saw the political achievements of the president.
You found democracy, as I have always said, must be a uniting factor. It must not divide us. Unfortunately, patriotic acts observed here and there almost compromise national unity. What was aimed at stifling the economic life of your region and of our country were followed. As we all know, this is contrary to democratic ideas. True democracy requires all Cameroonians to contribute positively to the economic development of their country.
Military achievements, socio-economic achievements, sports, and strides made in the international scene.
His attachment to the institutions and the man who embodies them of the army on the 25th of July 2001. A few weeks later, a single version of the Cameroonian army had reached its golden age.
This program was also the subject of a book bearing his name and translated into 7 languages.
To many, President Paul Biya has done a lot for his country and should be given a chance to do more.
That the rest everything went on well and well. We've come here to reassure ourselves that we have to believe in the ideologies and principles of His Excellency Paul Biya, which has taken us this far, and that we must continue to believe in his leadership of peace, national unity, and social cohesion for Cameroon to move to emergence by 2030.
The event was characterized with speeches and was graced with the presence of administrators and traditional rulers. It is the second session of the Southwest Follow-up Committee for the Presidential Plan for Reconstruction and Development of Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon. The meeting, which took place recently in Boya, was chaired by the Minister Delegate at the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development.
4 years, the implementation of the PPRD, the orientations from the presidency, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, are that we have to move several rungs up the ladder. Up to now, our attention was very focused on the recovery component of the PPRD. Now we have to go on the faster lane in reconstruction and development program. This I mean to say, we are no longer just going to pay attention to the basic socio-economic challenges in the crisis situation. We are going to go into real development. And when I say we are going to go, it's not like we're going to start, but we are going to bring it to the core of the PPRD. This is Limbe Deep Sea Port, Limbe Douala Railway Line, Bikoko, Limbe Idinao Road Reconstruction, and what have you.
Coordinated by the Southwest Governor, who is the chairperson of the region, participants were given the opportunity to propose or express themselves on issues geared towards improving the living condition of the southwest and northwest population.
Wish to plead that the other components that we identified on back spots on the route, if you could send it, it will be very welcome now.
Of them, went to Nigeria as refugees, and most of them are back. They don't even have identification cards. So just establishing lost documents is already something, because they cannot move if they don't have that basic document. And then you find that most of them have abandoned their farms. So they just need basic farming tools to enable them, get back on their feet, and of course, startup capital. So I think for my municipality, those are the main things. The heavy ones like roads, because most of my area is enclaved, given the fact that we have very loose sedimentary soil. So every season we need to rehabilitate those roads. So those are the heavy projects like road rehabilitations. Of course, we don't have water, we don't have electricity. So pretty much a bit of everything that the government can give, we have. There is a need for us to have that in our municipality.
During the meeting, it was disclosed that the total costing completed so far is 6 billion francs CFA, making a total percentage of 5.7%. Having it as a norm to always come together to evaluate, network and pave a way forward, the Ivory Club of Tampa, an organization of African professionals living and working in the Tampa Bay area, United States of America, has celebrated its 18th annual lecture series and gala night.
An organization of African professionals in Tampa. We have doctors, physicians, business leaders, officers. What we do is to promote social African culture among our kids. Just make sure that opportunity and whatever help we can bring from Tampa to Africa, both here in Tampa, here in the US, the diaspora. That help them as much as they can. Help, help progress, make improvement as much as they can.
The event, which took place on September 14 and 15, was graced with the presence of Dr. Christopher Fomignon, Senior Associate and Regional Director for Central and West African National Democratic Institute in Washington, D.C., United States of America. He is also the special advisor to the president.
Scale up its role on African agency. In my mind, for students of world affairs, it has been pretty exciting to watch the arc of global geopolitics of the Soviet Union.
The Ivory Club of Tampa Bay primary mission is to promote family values through cultural, education, and social services. While in the United States, the members of this club still values their African culture. It is important to note that the Ivory Club of Tampa Bay offers scholarship to African children living in the United States and also supports some elementary schools back here in Africa.
The Finance and General Purpose Committee Council of the University of Boyer sat Tuesday, 24th September at the boardroom of the Central Administration to brainstorm on certain items such as the examination and adoption of the 2023 Administrative Management Accounts of the University of Boyer, the budget to kickstart the newly created Higher Teachers Training College, amongst other matters. Chaired by Professor Ako Edward Oben, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, he states the core need of such a gathering and some issues discussed.
The accounts presented by the accounting officer and the director of finance, we found out that there was a coordination and proper management of the accounts, and so they were approved by the council.
The sum of 8,875,822,000 was the budget approved by the Administrative and Management Accounts for 2023. At the heart of the discussions is the Higher Teachers Training College of the University of Boya with an adopted budget of 300 million francs CFA, as Prof. Ako Edward thanked the head of state for the efforts made financially in ensuring a smooth run of this institution.
We at the University of Boya are very grateful to the government for creating this Higher Teachers Training College in Boya. I think the entire region has been hoping that this will come to pass someday. The budget that was approved today for HTTC is 300 million francs. It's to enable the director of the school to start work, to set the stage for the takeoff of the school eventually next year.
With an endorsed proposal for the promotion and advancement of some academic staffs, some representatives were also congratulated for their efforts made in putting to order some matters pertaining to the development of the University Institute.
Overall, I think everything went on well, and the most important thing is that we approved the documents which were presented by the Director of Finance and by the Accounting Officer, which has been a tradition because we are lucky that we have two very competent people who always present clear and easily understood accounts about the management, financial management of the University of Boya.
Despite some challenges, including the social challenges since 2017, the university boasts of moving forward and says they are more than prepared for the 2023-2024 academic year. Was the atmosphere as the man of God Apostle John Chi of the Ark of God Covenant clocks 48 years. The glorious celebration commenced with a spectacular procession from the different wings of the Ark of God Covenant, expressing great joy as they joined to honor the day a blessing to many was born. The day was also honored by the presence of the Paramount Chief of Boya, Chief Dr. Robert Isuka Indeli, other notables, well-wishers from Bulgaria, USA, and other nations. The Apostle of God says such a day is very special to him as he celebrates with the physically challenged persons.
We begin to succeed with our lives when other people's problems matter to us. We are created to make a tangible contribution in the life of someone in need. So I feel happy, I find joy when I see the less privileged, the physically challenged, the widow, the widowers, happy. I feel happy. So it is my desire to put quality smile on their faces.
It was an emotional moment for many as he gifted them wheelchairs while gently lifting some into the chairs. He equally gifted bags of rice and a cash prize of 2.5 million francs CFA to the physically challenged persons.
My message to the physically challenged, the less privileged, the needy is that they should not lose hope. No one is hopeless whose hope is in God. God is their defender. God is their provider. God will meet them at the point of their needs.
The ceremonial cake cutting moment was a joyous one when the Apostle of God called on his friends, as he fondly calls them, to join him in the honorary cake cutting communion. According to the man of God, there is no love that expresses itself without sharing, caring, so he calls on all to love one another as they love themselves.
Giving offers us an opportunity to reshape our destiny. So when you give, you create yourself a purse which will never grow old. Treasures in heaven that faileth not. So it is more blessed to give than to receive. So it is when we give to please God and not man.
An electric atmosphere filled with praises, with the greatest message being to spread love and feel the pain of others and share on a day like this. The apostle of God called on all to emanate such acts of love in their own little ways.
Family. That is why I said the Myers family remains one and indivisible in its diversity.
These were the words of Peter Fongu Maya, one of late Pa Maya's son, in a press conference that took place recently in Boya, following an outing on a media outlet by the eldest son of late Pa Maya and the first wife.
Her mother, that's what I call her, her first mother. She's the one collecting, she's collecting money in one of Pa's. She's still chopping money from Pa's property. So how can you be chopping money from there at the same time? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And we know Mama. We know Mama. Whatever she's doing, she's under duress. She's under undue influence. I state it categorically clear. Because when you look at the video on my media prime, you see two men guarding her. And you see Mama speaking in pidgin English. And there's a lot of the people are fidgeting behind. And then now the journalist now is translating. And then they say Mama talk. Those are they should not be embarrassing us. They should not embarrass our mothers. They should not. She's our mother. All we have asked for is for our eldest brother. We love him so much despite all the happenings. We love him so much. If there is nothing, tell us that there is nothing. We will let it go. We will start afresh. We will start afresh. But this other way is not the best. It's not the best. The Myers family,
in trying to bring the family together and protect the most valuable assets of the family, Intercomprehensive College documents were used to back late Pa Maya's ownership to the said property.
so if you look at this very document that upgrade the second cycle, you will see it here, signed by George Peter Fongu Maya, proprietor of Intercomprehensive College. And the documents that were included have building and education plan, building plan, site plan, letter from lay private secretary, certificate of membership. All these documents were inclusive. But we went there at the level of the regional. We do not see what these documents. They brought us a small empty file of about 3 pages.
There were also documents to show when late Pa Maya was given a building permit in Boya.
Let me even show people building permits. This is building permits signed by this Boya Royal Council here. Building permits with signatures in the name of our father on that same property, which today has a land title. This is telling that the way there is fraud.
All I can say is that there is no family without problems. But I have come with a peace message. I've come with a peace message. And that message is that the Myers family is one and indivisible. We are bound by blood. And I think that the greatest gift that our father ever handed to us is unity.
In all of this, Intercomprehensive College is running smoothly.
In the school, all the teachers are there. They are being maintained. Nobody has been dismissed. And based on registration, we really want to thank God Almighty because it has been successful. Yeah, we have new students coming in. I'm also expecting our old students to return back to school, and everything is fine.
The Maya's family, represented here this day by Ama Fongo Maya and Peter Fongo Maya, are calling for nothing else but for peace to reign in their family. Just as it is going to be carried out in all the regions of the country, Cameroon Population-Based HIV Impact Assessment, CAMFIA 2024, has been launched in the Southwest region this Thursday, September 26, 2024. The launching ceremony was chaired by the Chief of Division for Economic, Social and Cultural Affairs at the Southwest Governor's Office, Bembe Vanessa, representing the Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Bilai. CAMFIA is aimed at generating up-to-date data to guide HIV epidemic response.
It's CAMFIA 2024, and it is coming after the first one that was done in 2017-2018, which gave us comprehensive result at the time as to where Cameroon was in its struggle to control HIV and AIDS in Cameroon. The data that was produced in 2017-2018 was instrumental in planning at the level of the Ministry of Public Health, and they planned very well, and they have been working towards reaching epidemic control in Cameroon.
A representative survey for people of 15 years and over will be carried out, and it is going to last for a period of 2 years, running from September 2023 to September 2025.
The trends, you may know the trends just from programmatic data, but from this survey that has been done, we want to know concretely how far Cameroon has gone into fighting towards reaching epidemic control. And so the teams have been deployed throughout the 10 regions of Cameroon, and they will be moving in groups. We've kind of divided the country into groups. The first 4 regions will be done, and then we'll move to the next regions and until we do all the 12 regions. And for your information, we have 12 regions for this survey. Not that Cameroon has 12 regions, but there are 12 regions divided up just that way for the sake of the survey.
Over 2,701 households are targeted in the Southwest region, and according to the Southwest Delegate of Public Health, the Southwest region is prepared for the survey.
Southwest region is alive. The Southwest region is always prepared to receive health activities that will help to not only to promote but also to prevent and to treat 3 arms of health. So CAMFIA has come at the right time to permit us in the Southwest not only to have reliable data but also to get on to the impact of what HIV does in our population.
It is hoped that at the end of CAMFIA 2024, the 395 being 95% of people infected with HIV know their status, 95% of those who know their status are on antiretroviral drugs, and 95% of those on treatment get their viral load suppressed.
The Southwest Chiefs Conference, in a press briefing with journalists over the weekend in Limbe, announced the first edition of the Southwest Cultural Festival aims at the preservation of culture and for normalcy to return to the Southwest region.
For normalcy to return to this beautiful land which has taken so much hardship in the last couple of years. We are taking the opportunity also, and that is alongside the main responsibility of chiefs, preservation of culture. We think that we need to do that and do it every year so that we can preserve the culture that was handed down to us by our parents and ancestors.
The cultural festival that will be taking place on the second week of December 2024 in the town of Boya will be having a plethora of cultural exhibitions.
Will depict different culture, and we shall move maybe from Bongo Square right to my 18 our secretariat, which will pass through University of Boya Junction, so that to allow Cameroon to see the rich cultural zone. So first of all, it will be divided into 6 regions, each region bringing out the best of its culture, and those from the rural areas will be part of it. And then we shall even compare and compete with those carnivals from Rio de Janeiro. Those people took part of our culture to the Americas, but they want to see where it originated, and it originated from Cameroon.
The cultural festival for the Southwest region will be ensuring adequate investment initiatives in the region are taken quite serious.
We are taking measures to bring a slot that will promote investment in our cities and our villages. That is what is going to be new in the organization of festivals.
At the dawn of the press conference, the different stakeholders all were resolute for a more cohesive and attractive measures so as to ensure tremendous success is being felt for the first edition of the Southwest Cultural Festival come the second week of December 2024.
It is the handing over of second phase of Presbyterian School Great Support Renovated Project to the Presbyterian Church by Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Wa, the CEO and founders of Victory Residence Hotel. The ceremony, which took place recently, was chaired by the Southwest Governor, who applauded the couple for contributing positively to the educational system.
Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Wa have gone today. They remember that they grew up here in Boya. They went to school, primary school in this Presbyterian school, and they came back. Today they have refurbished the school. And not only that, they have refurbished the building, but they are accompanying the children go back to school. 2 weeks ago they donated school books to more than 350 children. We want our brothers who are still moving around to raise money to buy arms and ammunition, come to destroy their country, kill their brothers, to follow this good example.
From clean and modern toilets, good water system, beautifully built drainage, structure, well painted with good benches and tables for both pupils and teachers, Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Wa puts in every effort to make the learning environment conducive for children.
For them, because it's all about the children. I love my wife and I. The love for children is very, very important. So I had scheduled this event. I didn't know what was going on. I was coming in just to do the back to school. 350 children needed me. I came to give them school bags to go to school. And also I scheduled this opening to hand this school to the bishop, to Presbyterian bishop.
According to the school administration, the school has been completely transformed from its dilapidated state to a modern structure.
All having a befitting structure like this is going to be a very conducive place for the pupils to study, and more pupils, parents, when they see it and our result, having this kind of structure, more children will come to the school.
That will help us and fix the school. We fix the school until the school is like the city, we make the school everywhere until I've had new board that make us work more fix. So everybody loves it.
Among the parents that is privileged to be a witness to the huge sacrifice that Mr. and Mrs. Wale Jacob has done. And we are grateful to him. Personally, I'm grateful because the last time we held his residence, I was privileged to be there also, and one of my child was beneficiary to that. And also today, we are here to just to enjoy what he has done.
It is worth noting that Mr. and Mrs. Wah handed the first phase on the 22nd of February and are handing over the second phase 6 months after. They are called Jawiane, a group of Bakweri people living and working in the littoral region. This Saturday, September 7, 2024, Jawiane is giving back to some children in Fako Division.
It's an association called Jawiane. It is actually a non-political, non-religious association of Fako indigenous people who live and work in Douala. We have been awarding scholarships to meritorious Fako children for many years. This association has existed for more than 30 years. It is just an association of professional or active people in Douala. Just a few people who come together on a monthly basis just to socialize, and we decided to go beyond just sitting and knowing each other and socializing and giving back to the community.
This time around, Jawiane decided to reach out to Bakweri children from Boya, Tiko, Limbe, ranging from primary school to the university level.
For the meritorious Fako students in the University of Boya, this is an innovation. We decided to come down to the grassroots, to children in primary schools, secondary school, high schools, and some universities. So, innovative. We see how we can reach out to many more people. So it's more like a reach out to assist, giving back to the community.
Over 4 to 4.5 million CFA francs donated to about 60 children.
It is about, with all the other expenditures, it is about 4 to 4.5 million project. The beneficiaries are taking home more than 3 million. Took home 100,000, some 75, some 70. It depends on the level of the child, and some primary 40,000. So it depends on the level of the. We didn't give the same for primary as for the university or high school. So it varied amount. But the total total is more than 2 million for all the beneficiaries. There are about 60 beneficiaries.
On their parts, the parents can take a deep breath, for this has come at this difficult time to ease the back-to-school preparation.
Long way. My child is in Boya in the university. Pay her rent, we pay her fees. I believe that this is going to cut off what we had to put in for her schooling come 2024-2025 school year.
Receive a reward from Jawiane. And I want to thank Jawiane for the rewards they have given me. It will take me a long way through school.
Jawiane has added their voice to call on parents to allow their children go back to school this academic year.
The Southwest and Northwest program. We are from the Southwest, and we are families from here. We come from here, and we know about the difficulty we have in terms of the socio-political and the rest of this period. And we know about the people threatening their children not to go back to school. We are appealing to them to stop it, to allow the children to go to school. The children don't have any business with all this violence and stuff that are going on. They should allow them to go to school. Some of the people who are promoting the violence actually went to school. They allowed the children to go to school. So we pray for peace in Cameroon. We pray that our children go to school peacefully, come back home peacefully, and bring joy to their families.
With this activity that has taken place here this day, it is hoped that these children take their education seriously and not disappoint their donors. Members of Boya Mountain Club have carried out their maiden edition of Back to School in Boasa and Bova respectively. According to them, it is only proper to give back to their communities so as to help support their fellow parents, mostly those in the villages.
We came to conduct the Back to School for children of Boasa, but as you see, children in the neighboring village of Likombe learned about it. They also came. We had projected to reach out to 50 children, but fortunately, they say in Africa, food is never small, or something is never small. So we had to stretch it and reach out to about 85 children, because we touched kids from both Boasa and Likombe.
The Boya Mountain Club plans to carry out more projects in future.
That we have conducted a back to school, and we really have a lot of hopes for the future for the Boya Mountain Club, because it's a social club and we know that we have a social responsibility to our environment. So we hope that if we have the means, we can conduct other schemes to reach out to our community and to make them also feel that the club exists.
We have a lot of challenges, most especially as we are in a critical environment or community where so many people are afraid because of the crisis. As you can see, we are here today. We are carrying out the project from the Boya Mountain Club, and as the social setting, it's a social responsibility for the club to reach out to its environment, children around the environment.
The activity, which took place at Mola Moki's residence, the quarter head of Boasa village, and at the palace of Wunduka Bovatu, saw the children very happy and appreciating their donors.
I say thank you for the gift you are giving upon children. May God bless you and bless you. May you never lack in Jesus' name.
Being a club, the members have it deep in their minds that it is not only enough for them to socialize, but also reach out to others at their point of need.
Thank you, Boya Mountain Club.